Let's hope the sound's working now. Otherwise, I'm reverting to my phone and we will see if it's connected. I'll wait for a few people to connect. For those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium and we're going to channel the energy for the zodiac sign of Libra for June 2020. Some of the energy may actually kind of fold over to July as well. And it is a very karmic month. It's a very pit stop in the middle of the year. But definitely with the Gemini energy that we're moving out of with the new moon in Gemini, Venus in Gemini, there's a lot of transitions happening, especially for air signs collectively. So I'll wait a few minutes and we'll see if the audio is coming through. And if it is, we'll proceed. Otherwise, I'll come back with my phone and we'll reboot the computer and connect it. Is the audio working, my lovelies? I have pulled ruins and a crystal for you guys. Can you hear me? That's what we need to know, JC. If you can't hear me, then it's a whole lot of hogwash. Is it working? Yes. I was saying, Lisa, you cracked me up when you said, oh no, are we ready for this? That's a good point. Now, I will mention a few aspects that's happening, but on this occasion, I'm going to leave the aspects of the astrology in a very separate video. Okay, this, already we will have, we do need to be careful. If you're out and about, you do need to be very careful because we are going to be having Mercury retrograde. Our crown chakra tends to be operating in overdrive. So, when we look at Mercury, especially for you guys at the moment, it's going to, I'm not going to talk about the astrology. I'm more going to talk about the aspect that psychologically, there could be our brains in overdrive. Gemini is a very busy energy, so it's mind energy, it's movement energy, and it's flight. Now, some of you may want to be out and about. Some of you may want to be traveling. A lot of the energy that's coming through for your zodiac feels like you're tuning into something. Something's coming, like this sixth sense that something's coming. Now, when it comes down to this vibration, it can be a very anxious vibration that comes over you, out of nowhere. And it may be even, and this energy we've been moving through, it is a very karmic time. So spiritually speaking, where you're about to go to, it's really giving you the time and a perspective sense to tune into where you've been holding yourself back. So be it relationship-wise, be it, Juno's going direct. So hitting the new month in June, Juno will be direct, which is in your house, Libra. So for you guys, it does connect in with all of your subject matter of psychologically evaluating all of your past cycles. And it's not just pertaining to now. It's very much pertaining, and the energy of the Gemini moon that we just moved through, which will still be relevant moving into July, in June, sorry. So, you'll still, and it can resonate for about 4 weeks. Hi, Eddie. So the Gemini energy, again, is communication. It's in Venus at the moment. It's very Mercury orientated. The way you're looking at things, it will link back all the way back to 2002, 2012. And they're massive cycles that we're moving through. So it's not just the here and now. It's very much, okay, where have you been holding yourself back? And, we do connect into the energy of, I knew it, my daughter was going to call. I'm turning it over. I don't want interruptions. You do link into what has been really bothering you and holding you back. But it's like these, I'm seeing timeline jumping. So I'm seeing a lot of soul healing happening with you guys, Libra. The best possible energy you can get to is, you'll note that when you're looking back, you're trying to make sense of the situation. When you're looking forward, you're trying to manipulate the matrix or navigate or maybe plan, which is essential and it's necessary, but it's also not to fixate so hard on this is how it's got to be. Even when it pertains to employment, I was talking to Giggle this morning, I was talking to Mark, and we were tuning into some of the things that were coming through. And the one thing I will say in manifestation, we have all been manifesting at all times. When we are in a lower frequency, You always need to be very careful about what you're tuning into, because it attracts that vibration. It attracts that fair-based frequency. When you're in a fluid energy and you're very positive and you're feeling like, yes, I can achieve all obstacles, you are able to do those things and you're able to manifest that. So the closer to that vibration you get of alignment, 9 times out of 10, you will stop manifesting because you're more in the equilibrium that you're able to accept whatever comes. So some of you, if you still have that connection and you're kind of feeling off balance, the Gemini, even though it's a new moon, it's really going to show you where potentially there is some out of alignment energy. Having the Sagittarian eclipse is pretty unique because we do have the nodes there for 2.5 years. Hi, Rebecca. And for you guys, the communication sector is really coming up. So if your career is online, it also does directly link to relationships. And again, Juno going direct, you will see a huge shift. You can find... And, you know, even when we do look at astrology, the 3rd house placement can link into siblings, to projects, to your growth, your expansion. But because it's a full moon, it can become quite agitated. And you will find, Libra, your energy collectively, and you'll even notice this if you're listening to other astrologers, you've really gone through a death and a rebirth. So the way you're relating to energies around you might kind of be a bit off at the moment. And it's not from a lower frequency perspective. It's very much this new energy coming through of assertive frequency, where you may be a bit more snappy and inclined to, you know, really speak your truth and articulate how you're feeling. So, you know, connecting in with loved ones that can be making healthy boundaries, looking at your projects and the things you're wanting to move towards. Providing you're not in the past or you're moving into the future too heavily, you're going to find that you're going to be able to manage this frequency fine. There can be things that left field during the first eclipse that you're going to cycle out and end, and there can be a change up with that energy where if there's a project you're operating from, you know, and you're working on, or it's connecting in with your love life. And I will pull the romance energy, and I'm really going to dig in deep for that. But I'm going to pull singles and couples, because I know both of you are on different sides of the fence. You know, we've really got to look at this energy from both sides. With the Sagittarius energy, if you're tuning into a romance situation, are you making peace with it? Are you making peace from where you came to where you're going and laying that to rest? And paving that way in an open sense with Juno going direct, where you're open to receive that of what you're entitled to. If you're having to have it look a certain way, there can be very karmic energies that can come up. So we do need to be quite careful. Now, it's very unique. Whatever you're creating this month, it's really going to unhash what is and what isn't for you. And I do feel you'll be very direct and you'll be very assertive about what you're wanting. Now, I did pull a ruin for you guys, and it very much links in lower or upper. We're all going to fall in, so I'm not going to pick where it's in reverse or upright. But with this, it's really talking about fertility. So I'd highly suggest that you guys balance your lower chakras. And I was really tapping into that for the Libran energies with Juno going direct. It is the fertility energy. It's definitely the balancing of the scales. So I am seeing the lower chakras, and particularly your inner child energy pertaining to family, inner child energy, because we're also going to have the eclipse in Cancer at 0 degrees, which will be a very pivotal point. Psychologically speaking, you know, you do need to be very grounded this month, because there are going to be lots of chops and changes, and you do need to actually flow with that energy. But I do feel there can be real shake-ups and changes with the career sector, shake-ups and changes with your relationships as well, because it does link in with relationships, family, marriages, contracts, partnerships. So with this, what are you wanting to bring into the ethers? What are you wanting to create? Some of you may be tuning into fertility, and it can actually mean that you can actually be quite fertile at the moment. But from a spiritual sense, whatever you're wanting to manifest, you're really needing to be in alignment to actually get to a place that you know what you're wanting to create. So the creative energy in a chi force. When you're single, you're rebalancing those energies and you're bringing it up from the base chakra upwards and you're integrating that all into your life. So be it male or female, it doesn't matter. That time frame of spending time alone and looking after self and getting yourself in balance, it really brings a high level of manifestation energy to you. So you kind of look at it as, hey, you know, we're looking outside of ourselves. We're really wanting that connection there, which is perfectly human. But during that time, what you do tend to find is your strength energy vibrates much heavier and higher, and you do get a lot of great things happening. And I mean, I've noticed this in life over the years. Whenever I was in a very toxic relationship and come out of it, I really realised that I was more successful really in my career sector with my balance and everything else, being alone. So I had more success during that time, but, you know, obviously it was teaching me something energetically of what I did and don't like. And I do feel a lot of owning power this month for a lot of Librans. Now, the crystal that's come up is copper for you guys. So this can actually help you during the month. I am a conduct of goodness and prosperity, and this is where it's really interesting with the Jupiter energy. Although with the nodes, we're moving away from that. What it's going to teach us, be it in relationships, be it with your career sector, it's a different way of doing things. It's a fine-tuning. We do have Pluto Retrograde, so again, it's fine-tuning. It's looking at things in a different perspective, and I do feel you guys are going to have a lot of really interesting creative ideas. Some of these projects, if you can finalise between now and the beginning of July, it will bode most successfully and you will be more prepared for the first eclipse. Don't be surprised if in the first few weeks you do actually get a lot of great creative ideas, because I am seeing that to be a potential. Also with Venus retrograde, I'm also seeing for Libra, a lot of you guys are having this creative energy coming through, which does make sense that this is the fertility energy, which is creative energy that you're bringing into the ethers and you're looking at it, but you're looking at how much work might be involved. So if that's triggering you, again, it's because you're directly tuning into the future over the present moment. Be a clear conduct for messages and inspiration. And it does mean you need to take a little bit of time for yourself. It is going to be a busy month for you guys, Libra. So you're going to really need to balance your health. You're going to need to get to a point where you're very grounded and you're patient. But it's with yourself. It's not with other people. It's more taking space, not feeling pressured to make any major decisions until you're directly ready, and really being in alignment of what is correct for you. Complete invention, formula and creative work. Yeah, it's asking you to finalise some of these old projects, finalise them, and I do feel a lot of you might be cleaning, spring cleaning, putting things away, getting things in order. If you find yourself doing that, it's because you are sensing and you're operating from your crown chakra. So you're getting to a place where universe is trying to communicate with you. If you're getting things in order, it is a sign that you're going to be incredibly busy and there is movement moving forward. And definitely with the Gemini energy, it's your yin and yang balance, getting into duality so you're prepared for all of this heavy movement. And I'm really feeling a large slingshot moving ahead. Balance your lower chakras, because even within this crystal, it is asking you, and it's linking into your fear-based frequency and inner child, which is your creativity and it's your foundation, but it's actually taking that level up and taking that step up. So I'm seeing this to be a very positive situation. So in your career, I do feel there's going to be some ideas coming to the forefront, be it you're already working or you're not, but there is going to be a change in that. Either something from the past is coming back, or you're still working in the same area, but you're fine-tuning it to a point where all those lessons, you're directly applying them, and you're having a new start in that way. Yeah, and a lot of that is because we're clearing the chakras. So, you know, if you're finding that you're detoxing, it's like you are tuning into the lockdown energy loosening, Your body is giving you the information to be prepared. You also need to be more in your movement energy. And when you're trying to break those patterns and there are blockages in those chakras, you will find you will store energy on the lower abdomen, and that's because those areas and those chakra systems can be blocked. So you can use food, you can use meditation, I would say red food groups, yellow and orange food groups, and movement. You also can do meditation during the evening. So your career sector, I do feel you guys might be having good news coming through. You also can be having a brand new start in this area, but this is a time when a lot of you are going to be meditating upon that. Yeah, true. New table and mop. Yes, and I also, too many. Some of you, your creative style's changing. So what you used to resonate with, it might be your makeup style, it might be your clothing, it may be your home and, you know, your furnishings, which I know Giggle and I, we've been going through that, and we have Libra in placement. So your trend and your style is evolving. It's, you know, it's really, some of the old is coming with you, but this is very much an end of an old cycle. So if you're having furniture similar to Gil going by the wayside, it's because we're going out with the old, in with the new, and we're trying to bring this new chi energy in. So a lot of you are bringing that through. So there is going to be some good news, and I do feel this is about the Cancer eclipse. I do feel movement forward by the end of the month in your career sector. If you are working, I do feel it's going to be very busy, especially with the third house placement. So many of you can be extra busy, needing to really look at paperwork, look at details. If you're applying for a job, this can be movement moving forward, but tapping into your lower chakras to be able to manifest this movement forward. And I do feel a lot of creative energy coming through. Some of you, I do feel there is an offer coming to you at left field, and I do feel it's linked into people you know. So there is a connection to people you know, or a previous boss, so to speak. That's sort of what I'm tuning into. I'm also feeling a lot of movement. Some of you on the home front, there's either a change up of that, and I'm telling you, by 2021, a lot of the energies and locations of where we're living will be very, very different. So again, home front energy, out with the old, in with your new. This can be physical location change, or this can be direct assets and changes within the home environment. Out with the old, in with the new energy. And it's whatever's not working, you might need to change the energy around in your house, because there can be some chi blockages happening. And I don't know why I'm using the term chi, but it's like I'm seeing energy not moving effectively through the home. So airing the house out, clearing it out, having bright light coming in to bring the new energy in. You know, moving into the Sagittarius eclipse, I highly suggest that, because it is a full moon. You want to clear that old energy out, be prepared for all this new vibration coming in. And I do feel very fast-paced movement. I'm also feeling, if you're not happy with your environment, this can be something that you guys will sense more if you start packing and throwing things. This is relating to, yes, you're going to have movement forward. If you're trying to solve a problem for somebody else, really just be very patient and allow that to unfold naturally. Money. Oof, money. Interesting subject. Libra, money. What's going on with you guys? I do feel during this eclipse, you are going to find that you will have some very creative ideas. I do feel paperwork related. If you are looking at your documents, there's hidden money that's coming to you. So this might be something that is owed to you. It may be a payment, you know, from God. It's something like that, but it is something that's hidden, and you do need to dig a bit deep. There can be paperwork that is needing to be done, and you're guided through this month trying to achieve that. So even though we're having a retrograde and it can be more complicated, it's a very important time to actually be looking at documentation. So have a look at the documentation, can be preparing for taxes and things to that degree wherever you are in the world. But I am seeing something pertaining to missing information. Pause, there is growth, but pause. Just because there's a pause, it doesn't mean to say that this money is not coming to you. It can be a delay, but I directly am seeing more. It's anything you're working towards, the outcome at the end of it is going to be double the time of what you've been waiting for. So if you felt that the financial aspects in life have been quite stagnant, I do feel this is the end of that cycle. So I feel it's more moving through the Sagittarius eclipse that can be a little bit stagnant, but it might actually take you by surprise, I feel. So if it had been, I feel it can be an amplification of that energy where there's a lot of movement. So pay attention to your emails. Pay attention to your bank accounts and things to that degree, because I'm really feeling there's going to be a lot of forward movement in that area. Family. Okay, family. The only reason I'm saying that is because the more you learn about astrology, and there's lots of transformations at the moment, depending on where you are at a vibrational level. If you emotionally understand to pay attention to your side of the fence, and you've lived through direct examples, which I know that many Libras have seen that, done that, we've been on both sides of the fence. I think the way in which you're addressing this is you're owning your spiritual power, and we can do that in light and dark, right? You're allowing people to actually own their own power, and you're highly guided to do that this month. There is a lot of dual energy coming through. We're doing things very uniquely. Although a lot of us wanting that connection with our loved ones and being really close, it's almost asking us to sit with our own energy. So if you felt very lonely, it's what's bringing that up for you. If you felt disconnected or you're following a hunch, you need to tune into that. It is a very, very personal transit, and it has really been that energy for about the last 2 months. So there has been a lot of detachment, a lot of codependency coming up, where you're looking at things and you're seeing each side of the fence, and it's bringing up a vibration in us. I do feel Libras in general have really come to a changing fence. But there can be, if people are projecting towards you, you need to really be careful with Libra, because they're a magician energy. I mean, they make shit happen, okay? They're going to make it happen. There could, I'm going to pull a clarifier because I'm not going to allow my vibration to involve. I want to see what this is because I'm sensing it, but I'm not going to say it. I'm going to say it. I knew it. I'm like, I can see the faux cut. Now, we're either A, being our own worst enemies, right? Or they're being their own worst enemies. And you lead a horse to water, you can't make a drink. So something that family, now this could be brother, mother, father, sister, sister-in-law, brother-in-law. It's kin, but it doesn't have to be directly your DNA. It can even be a soul sister or soul brother, however it relates. But in that domain, whatever they're doing on their side of the fence, if they've come to you and they're asking advice, you may energetically be just very focused on your own path, and you're guided to be, and allowing them to go through their own soul transformation. There is people around, though, potentially for some of you, not all of you, there could be this green-eyed monster energy coming through. That can be on either side of the fence, okay? And that's why I said, hey, I'm going to pull the card, because this energy is here. Again, it's just showing your energy or their energy where the level up is required. And the Gemini nodes and the eclipses coming up, plus we've had Venus and Gemini, it's making us really look at energy. It's making us look at where we're wanting to move forward. We're facing some of our demons with the shadow energy of Lilith and Pisces. So it's a very unique kind of move coming through. Let's have a look at singles and couples. Singles and couples love life. Better pay attention to how long I've been. I'm wanting to make these short and punchy because I do have a lot of zodiacs to do. You guys really are wanting to move forward. You're wanting movement. You don't want I'm hearing no drama. You don't want drama. But then, even psychically, tuning in this morning, if we are fearing the past and trying to micromanage the future, are we currently in the moment of enjoying the ride? And if you're not enjoying the ride, whatever that be it single or couple, what can you do to get the best out of that daily vibration? That's really where we're wanting to get your energy, Libra, because that's where your power is. That's where your magician energy is. I do feel even at a karmic level, because the family connection can also be that level come out. What are your belief systems? What's the conditioning? Where is your soul at, where it's going through a transformative state? Who are we doing first, singles or couples? We'll do singles. And then the other couples can be in communication as well. All right. Singles. Oh, okay. You guys have this person on your mind. It's either you or it's their energy. In the Ten of Swords. Now, some of you are feeling pretty darn stuck, and that may be because there is some more information yet to come towards you, and you feel you're missing information. You feel that and it's painful, you know. It's psychological. It's painful. It's confusing. It could be their energy coming through, and you're wanting to know, you know, what's up in the hood. Well, I do feel there could be some conflict. I feel that there could be some way that you've seen something and it's changed your opinion about the dynamic. But it's got you up in your head. And again, I am sensing, as soon as I've said that, I am feeling the lower chakras. So really keep your fluid up, Libra, because I'm feeling you really need to detox, you know, the lower chakra systems, because there seems to be a bit of a stress-orientated blockage, so to speak, and it can be affecting your lower back, your kidneys, and I'm just really feeling that energy coming through. I do feel many of you are looking at it from the perspective of, okay, there could be a money component going on. You feel there's a missing link. You feel you're not seeing the whole picture. There's something up in that dynamic. Now, part of you is directly understanding that they have their own power and they're able to deal with the adversity. And I do feel such. And whoever this person is, this person directly is coming towards you, because they're coming through in your reading, which means they're still directly connected to you. So whoever this energy is that we're channeling, they really do, you've dealt with them, okay? You either A, know them, or you directly have had a connection to them. There could be a bit of healing going on when it does come to the relationship moving to the next level. Now, it could be that they're a parent, or it could be that there was a block in building the connection with you, a block in them seeing you in a particular way. And I do feel they're really reflecting back on that, and they're looking at, it's a bit like, you know, if you only knew then what you know now, sort of that energy coming through. But in the heart of it, they're looking at the Empress. They are feeling that this creative energy is really where their heart is. I do feel they're tuning into what they would need to do to actually bring this in full circle, and it's almost now coming from their perspective. So I do feel some of the channeled energy of what you're sensing is directly coming from them. I'm feeling their energy is a little bit defensive. It's like, you know, but they know what they need to change. It's almost like whatever this information is, be it's occurring in June or it's already happened, I do feel this is coming to an end. Whatever it is, it's coming to an end for this transition and transformation to happen. But it's almost like the baton's been handed to them, that they're needing to change something, that there's something on their side of the fence that needs clearing up. They've had to pick a lot up in their life. And I do feel in a karmic sense, there can be something coming up where they're cleaning the slate, where they're tying things up. I'm also feeling a little bit of embarrassment. Because I'm seeing red coming through on their eyes on the Five Swords, right? I don't know if you can see it. And I'm almost feeling something to do with home and foundation, something that happened at home There's been a bit of conflict at home. Whatever that home is, it's been a battlefield. They have not been enjoying that. They don't like it. It's not the way that what it was painted was not what it was. I'm also feeling they wanted to come in a different way towards you. They didn't want to come with all the drama. And it was like they were fighting the drama off, but staying stagnant in that energy. And I do feel they're really quite frustrated with that. I think some of you are going to be quite confused because this is going to come in out of nowhere. And I do feel movement really happening at a very drop of a hat. And it can also be linking, I really do feel it's going to take you guys by surprise. A lot of this can be conversations of why they made these sacrifices. But I do feel it's almost, you may be feeling that, you've been waiting a long time, and I feel that they've been picking up on this energy. But it will make sense to you the more into the connection you get. That's what I'm being told. There can be some very intimate conversations, some very eye-opening conversations that are going to help you understand what they've directly been dealing with. And I do feel you guys may actually look at this whole situation very differently. How do I feel about you? They know at the moment that, everything that has been said and done, potentially there has been trust broken. And, it kind of broke their heart. It really did. It pulled their world down. They feel they pulled your wall down. Now they're a bit nervous, but I feel more they're looking at you and they're feeling as though you're feeling a little bit more reserved and cautious about this. And not jumping in the deep end, wanting to hear, a few home truths. I hope the feed's working because I haven't seen any comments. Are we all awake in the house? Outcome by the end of July, please. All good? Okay. I'm like, everyone's so quiet. Now, there appears to be, they have a very, it totally makes sense. January, when we had the conjunction, much of this energy was being shaped up, okay? Now, what I'm seeing here, it's the catalyst to change. And I will check in with you guys mid-month, providing this whole Mercury retrograde doesn't kill me. What I am seeing coming through is there is a bit of conflict coming here. Now, not towards you. This is on their side of the fence. And it does feel it's very karmically orientated. It's not nice, I'll tell you. Whatever they're dealing with, it is their energy. It's their energy to actually tie up. There could be a contract that they're trying to end. There's a lot of anger and aggression here. They're really trying to focus on paperwork, okay? There could be a house that's being sold. And a lot of greed here, a lot of manipulation. But I don't feel it's their energy towards you. I feel this is past energy. This could be a boss-related dynamic. It could be a karmic energy. It could be a family-related dynamic. But with the Cancer eclipse, it's cycling it out. And this is a lot of manipulation. And so the information that's going to come to you, this is what I'm feeling. You may hear something either directly from the horse's mouth or through the grapevine. They are trying to cycle this energy out. It has been deeply conflicting. It's been very frustrating. I do feel they're going to be successful with it because they've really got their neck in the thick of it. It is coming to an end because the crowning energy is the Ten of Swords. It cannot continue on at that level. The 10 is the end of that cycle. So it is a matter of time. Okay? If this person is, again, whoever or whatever they are linked to, psychically speaking, they feel very connected to you. Do any of you in the house have a tattoo on your leg? Because there could be a separate message for you. Be it this is after the videos I uploaded, or now. Speak or forever hold your peace, because there can be a separate message for you guys individually. I'm also feeling they're sensing ankle. There is a link to you and this person. They know you're waiting. They know that movement's needed. It's shifting and movement required, the sacrifices you've made. I do feel you're semi-detaching and it's allowing this person to upgrade and transform. But I feel like you don't want no BS. I'm seeing the woman and it's almost like she's holding the door like this. She's like, I'm not letting the wolf in. I'm not having any of that shenanigan. So whatever is coming in and you're directly manifesting into your ethers, I feel it's more positive. This person is aware of this, that you're tired of this frequency, and whatever they're dealing with, jump or forever hold your peace. That's pretty much what I'm hearing. And I'm feeling you guys are really, really taking direct accountability. Dream states have been really interesting. You don't want to look the past no more. You want to move forward. You know what this is. You know how you feel about this person. You know what your hopes and dreams are. These new hopes and dreams are going to be very unique. But there is a disharmony where they currently are, and you will be unable to have harmony until that cycle's changed. And that's really the energy you guys are coming through with. So it could be that a conversation that has already played out, and you've made a statement to them, look, this X, Y, and Z needs to change, or directly you're doing it on your side of the fence, which is still changing it. Universe is making this change happen without you doing anything. I hope you guys know that. You're sort of in the hangman energy. I mean, if you are a person who's done a lot of work on yourself and you're a Libra, you're coming up connected to source and understanding that everything happens for a reason. So to a degree, it's out of your hands. You have done the change. You may feel you've changed. They haven't. They are, and they had, but it's happening on the 3D now. So whatever this change is, it's not on your side of the fence. Although your side of the fence, you might be putting certain things on hold, which you do actually need to look at. So if there's something that you feel that you have put on hold due to the fact that this person's upgrading, have a look at that, because you can actually fast track the journey. So it could be something to do with your career, it could be your home location, etc. Don't stop evolving and changing, because it kind of brings it stagnant. You may feel that they can't rise like the phoenix again. This is a belief system. Purge it. Don't tune into it, because I am seeing a positive outcome. I do feel that this month is going to jump timelines for energies. So whatever your energy is in your heart and your head, you need to really balance that this month. And if you haven't done the work on that, do it soon. Do it really, really soon. Okay. Communication. What message do we need for singles? Okay, I'm telling you, in a manifestation sense, the laws of attraction. I'm telling you, level up. Don't think it. If you're tuning into bad, I do feel that there's going to be some information coming in. I do feel that there's movement and communication. If you feel, if I was to say this person's returning to you, and this was something Giggle and I talked about this morning, would this be you holding the door barricaded? I'm not ready. The wolves are coming. You can be your own power, and you can choose what you let in and what you let out. And it's very manifestation, laws of attraction, okay? You're tuning into things like, real dark energy, dark things are going to be coming. What I am seeing is this person dealing with a contract, a connection, and finalising it out. I do feel that there's an animosity between these two energies. I do feel it's yucky energy. I'll pull another card, very, very toxic, very, very karmic. Too many. Change. You don't need to, okay. It's going to come in without you knowing. Like, you will not sense it. This is twice. This is you. Be still. It's moving. It's going to be very, very quickly. Whatever this information is. Another thing that's been coming through as I start pulling for in communication, your guys are really working with you guys at the moment. And some of the messages coming through, how do I explain it? Let me look at your chart. Finances and having to be a leveled up energy. That has been coming up. And I do feel if you have a loved one that's passed over, they're trying to talk to you about all you were and all you've become. And I am seeing they're very, very proud of what you've achieved. They also know that they made you the survivor you have been today. However that lands, it lands. The Pluto energy, which is mother and grandmother energy. If you have a guide, your male energies, father, grandfather, they're saying linking into your finances, your courage, your career sector, the way you achieve hopes, dreams, and growth, they're very proud. Grandmother, mother, feminine energies. Okay, what are they saying? They know that you have had a very hard energy when it comes to house location, changes, transformations, movements. They're also wanting you to know that moving between now and 2021 is going to change, okay? It's going to change and it's going to be different. They know you've worked very hard. They're also making reference to a change of location. Now, linking into your health, facing a shadow is what's going to create the balance. You know, really needing to look at that shadow. Now, I do feel some of you maybe had an energetic cord that you're kind of cutting. And when I say cutting, it means more from the perspective of making peace with it, okay? Making peace with it and understanding you don't owe anybody anything. When we're in owing frequency, we have not made peace with the past and our loved ones passing over. They want you to know, they need you to be at peace, and they want you to move forward to your hopes and dreams. I do feel by August a lot of this, and they're saying move forward, because your success is really blowing by August. Like, if you take the steps, just 1 foot is all they're asking. 1 foot in that direction, everything will fall into place. You need to trust it, but it's almost like you had the education, you had the psychic upgrade, you got the hunches of what you need to do. They're asking you to just trust yourself and put one bloody foot in front. Because you know what you need to do, but it's like you're actually, it's self-sabotage energy. It's like you're not trusting yourself that you have this, you really have this. They're wanting you to put the foot in front of it, and they're wanting you to move forward. Now, those of you who are in communication, okay, there's a lot of stress on your mind. Past, present, keep present. If you're tuning into some cycles that are just forever, ever going on and on and on, it's driving you crazy. It's driving you crazy. You're like, you don't do crazy, okay? Let's pull a clarifier, because I'm telling you, this is crazy. You feel like you're going in circles. It's like, are we there yet? Are we there? And some of you don't even want to know where the heck you're going, right? Oh, beautiful. Many of you in the value system, this is a karmic cycle. As I mentioned, Juno going direct, marriages, contracts, partnerships. This screen, I keep bouncing it because I fold my legs. Sorry. In a romantic sense with this person, I do feel there's been other things coming at left field. You've been trying to get a balance, and I do feel it's correct. I really don't, okay? Your career sector and your home movement and family related, I just feel overall, Libras, you guys have been in the thick of it. It's been a very karmic lesson. I feel you guys are really creating healthy boundaries now. You are, look, listen, Libra. This stress, meditation. Past energy, stress. No. Future, meditation of the past versus the future, looking the same, stress. You know what you do and don't like. You ain't stupid. You like, I ain't stupid. I got self-worth. I don't know why I'm hearing Cypress Hill. My partner played this to me the other day. Insane in the membrane. Yeah. That's just insane in the membrane. We ain't going there. Okay, that's gone. That's a lot. For you, you guys do know what does and doesn't make you happy. And a lot of it is to do with the work you do on yourself, where you apply it. So there can be something coming up and you're looking at it and you're going, if that looks like that back then, yeah, no, but you don't directly have control because it can change in 24 hours. If you're in the frequency of needing everything to stay the same, you know, it's like I call it the chamber. You know, the dome. Have you ever seen that movie? Everything's perfect. Nobody fights. There's law-abiding citizens. Everything's the same every day. It's like eating hay, right? It would be pretty boring. Although our subconscious and our ego says that would be safe, it would be very dull. So overall, you do know what you do and don't like. Past tense energy, there can be some contracts coming up. There can be some legalities and balances. Injustices you're looking at a spiritual level. There can be separations. Whatever it be that you're finalising, it is to move forward to a connection. This can be happening on your side of the fence or your love interest side of the fence. There is peace being made in these energies and it's doors closing and new doors opening. I do feel you are having compassion to all. So you're looking at it. It can be some conversational pieces. It can be that direct vibration. You're trying to keep that innocence about you and also look at the innocence within the shadows. I do feel both of you are, wanting that very new start, wanting that fresh kind of vibration coming through in the connection and in your life in general. But I also do see that you understand that in partnerships, especially if you're getting on the older spectrum, which I call spirituality, I don't necessarily link it to age. If you have reached that pivotal point where you understand it takes two to tango, I do feel you're more choosing to dance your own dance and know what you do and don't like. So this can be some meditation of knowing that this is the person for you. I'm also feeling many of you do. It can be where you've had history with them. You're looking at, where it was fairly positive and you're looking future tense and wanting that to reoccur, but you're feeling that there's something at a very spiritual level that hasn't ended, and it's almost where you're energetically believing that has power over the beauty of this relationship moving forward. And I feel you guys are making peace with that because it's not so. The foundation is thinking that way is going to be a burden. This can change in 24/7, but the need is to actually allow yourself to be in this one moment. And during rainy weather, which we're having because we have all that Gemini energy, it's all air energy, plus we're moving into eclipses, so the weather's going to be hectic. Get used to it. Wherever you are in the world, a lot of rain, a lot of wind, a lot of wet weather. Lots. And the Jupiter energy, that's just amplifying it. Something about this person's changed. It kind of makes you a bit nervous. There's something in them that's changed that I feel you will know. I'm just saying, there is something about this person's energy that is coming through very authentically. Very, how would I place it? Now, remember, this is for June. So if this hasn't happened yet, it's going to happen. Check back at the end of the month. Something has shifted in this person. Now, I do feel they've been in, something in the past has been a real struggle. I do feel they've been assessing the past and the present, as we all spiritually do. Looking in the past, it has been a deep hurdle. It's been something energetically that they've been trying to climb out of. And they have evolved and they will evolve beautifully. Has that process been nice? No. Has that process been testing? And yes. Whatever this be, though, if there's been a cycle that you guys feel is not the right turn, and I feel it's together, I do feel this is going to be decided. Where it's like, yeah, definitely, okay. It's like playing chess. Or you're trying to deal with a wound and you apply a Band-Aid. And that doesn't work. Then you leave it open and that didn't work. And then you're using saline. And this is just a metaphor, not a doctor. You've come to it from all angles, and both of you energetically have lived a similar vibration in some shape or form, and you've looked at it, and I do feel you guys are going to be working through this theory, and I feel both of you collectively, you're like, this has got to go. This cycle, if we can't change the vibration of the way it is, it really needs to be addressed. And I do feel it's like Shelley said, we are going to address the elephant in the room. There is an elephant in the room. We can't pretend it's not there. And, if we keep doing it the same way, we're going to keep having the elephant in the room. And this, in the past, is where it took the person. It took you there too. Right. A lot of manipulation. A lot of people wanting your energies. A lot of people siphoning your fuel. You're being very rational. Your foundation is we're not jumping yet. We're looking at this. It can be conversations coming up. It can be clearing out things. Yeah, you've acknowledged what the elephant in the room is. Now it's what steps to take and how that can bring the bridge and the gap together. Okay. Interesting. Okay, somebody needs to go. Something needs to go. Whatever that be, I do feel is coming up. Well, thanks, Stella. I love you, lady. I love you all. I do feel this clarity. It's almost like you guys are more moving the energy vibration of guilt. You know where you got too much compassion? It's not your friend, all right? You got to have compassion for you. You look at your side of the fence. I feel because you guys have gone through something very similar, it's almost like you empathically have the same umbilical cord going on. I'm telling you, and it's got to be something to do with family. It's family conditioning or family. You both want the same thing. This is fertility. This is creativity. You want to focus on your jobs. You want to focus on your life. You want to just be creative and vibrationally in alignment. The chemistry is there. It's all there. But this other stuff, there's no chemical reaction to it. There's no chemistry to it, and it's just it. So why psychologically? I'm pulling a chakra card because you guys need to do some chakra work. There is a spiritual blockage here, and it is on both of your fences. And unless you clear it, you ain't going to get movement moving because you're psychologically doing something similar. There's a pattern there. There's a spiritual belief system both of you are vibrationally holding. That until you reach closure on it, which this month will bring that, trust me. It's because you're too loving. Oh. You both are teaching each other a very valuable lesson. Okay, let me explain what I'm saying. If this person is in a karmic situation or you are, however that pertain, right? However it link, I think it's showing you that regardless of what you do, what obstacles we place in our way, it's not changing the vibration of what is. And this can be the frustrating thing. Sometimes we make excuses as like, yeah, but I have an obligation over here. Yeah, I have an obligation over there. And then it's coming back to the reality. Are we using love as an excuse? Are we using paradigms as an excuse to not make a decision? But in your heart, you have unconditional love for all things. What do we need to know about this? I think you understand and you have compassion to these energies because they don't understand what they're doing. That's okay, but you also need to ask whether that's their path. Sometimes, and it's not, I'm not saying don't have compassion, but I'm saying don't own their work. This can be, whoever's it is, don't own their work, don't own their loss, don't embody that. That is their lesson. That's the work they need to do. That's their life path. You guys having that much compassion towards it, you're getting off mission. Mission is to have compassion and understanding. Mission is not to own their work. Whatever their work is their problem. It's their work, it's their life path. You're preventing that cycle from ending by maybe getting scared of that vibration or even having too much compassion for that energy. Like I've been there myself, and trust me, I've done this myself. So I'm talking from my own personal experience. It blocks energy. So if you're looking at a karmic energy and you're like, oh, I've had that happen to me, you unconditionally understand and you're like, I've been there before. There is blockage there. There is perspective that also is coming to the forefront. You feel that maybe they're not ready, but it's the direct person or energies they're entertaining. It is not in alignment. It's not working. So whatever that is, you're going to get to the heart of the matter. I do feel conversational pieces. I also feel personal conversational pieces. Self-expression of, how you reacted in the past versus how you're reacting in the future. And I do feel tap into your fair base frequency, have a look at it, get into alignment, because I'm really seeing that transform. I do feel they're sort of seeing the reality of what it really is. Like, yeah, it's a yin-yang energy. It's like seeing the dark and seeing the light. They know what it is. They've already made their mind up. Like, they know who they love. They know where their pleasure is. They feel like they can grow with you. A lot of reflection over the past. A lot of conversations in their mind about the past. And a lot of regret. Why didn't I say this then? Why didn't I say this then? That's the past, right? We need to get to the here and now. I feel this is tying up a cycle. And I'm telling you, cleaning these cards up later is going to be a headache. Because I've got different decks in. Thanks, Stella. Okay. What does Libra and their connection need to know? What advice do we have for Libra who is in communication or connection with their love interest? It's funny, there's a lot of sixes coming up with you guys, and I do feel it's man energy. It's also your health. Pay very close attention to your health this month, Libra. Keeping grounded. I can always enter my vortex of creation. I'm telling you, you're bloody creative energy. Focus on what you guys together want to create, not what was. Not the past, just this current energy right now, what you're ushering in, what you're trying to bring towards you. Not the fair-based frequency. Your alignment is everything. To be able to bring this energy, yes, we do need to see the light in the dark, but when you're currently in this moment and universe will always give to you what you deserve, always give to you what you can handle, and 9 times out of 10 we're like, no, I'm not that strong, universe. Yeah, I've been there. But you get out the other side and you're like, wow, maybe I underestimated myself. Would I like to do that again? No. It's not that. But I learned, and I've got plenty more to learn. The key to getting inside your vortex of creation, of experiencing the absolute absence of resistance. You see, and this is what I mean by resistance, and this is why I'm looking at it. This is in the heart of the situation. There is a core belief you have linked to a third-party energy. Whatever that belief is, it is a spiritual blockage inside you. When you make peace with it, or you can stop tuning out of it, allow it to transform, let it go. You watch 24 hours, it'll shift it. The absence of resistance, of achieving complete alignment with all that you have become and all that you desire, and of bringing to your physical experience everything that you desire, is being in the state of appreciation. You know, sometimes these energies and these people do come into our life to show us what we don't want, or show us a different element, or, I had a soulmate energy come into my life to show me that I was actually entitled to be treated like a princess. I had a beautiful energy, Jen, who showed me the blessing of receiving. And before that, I was the giver. I was never the taker. And she gifted me a very large sum of money. And she really did teach me a good, valuable lesson of, we're wanting people to, it's almost like sometimes we react. And the more I get to know the personality traits of Zodiacs, I can kind of directly relate, and I embody that. Virgo, really giving, but sometimes overachievers to the burnout point, and really a lot of feminines were doing that to the point of giving, but what we're giving is what we're wanting to receive. So swap that around, be in the receptive mode to receive it. Overall here, I am feeling both of you are ready. Both of you are very scared of each other. Both of you are maybe having too much compassion and empathy for past energies, whereas you're feeling exactly the same, which is kind of ironic. I do feel you're going to reach that closure point, and I feel this is going to make for a very interesting conversational piece between you. You may sit down together and actually realise how similar you have been thinking about this, and you've both been doing the same energy work simultaneously. And for some reason, there is a hold in that fixation energy of an external influence in the connection, and you focusing on it and having too much empathy for it, or giving it too much power where it actually doesn't hold that. Any questions? I'll make it short and sweet because I've been in here quite a while, and I did say 30 minutes for these vids, but it's not going to be. So I'll answer one or two questions. Thank you very much for your beautiful donations. I deeply, deeply appreciate them. And if you are wanting a private booking, you can go to the link below. I now have 11 zodiac signs to go. We will be doing Gemini next. Yeah, real interesting energy. I mean, I can relate to that. I'm like tuning into things. I have, when I do energy work, when I move through an experience, it shifts very quickly. I'm going to have a lot of collective energy updates this month. So if you haven't subbed, do sub. My energy updates will be very fluid, probably not so much cards. I definitely feel very quick change. So really do be very prepared for this. But be fluid. When I say fluid, trust in the process. So if something's leaving your life, you need to bless it be. It's making room, and sometimes our ego attaches to, how does that tower moment equate to taking me full 360 to give me exactly what I want? 9 times out of 10 it does. It doesn't look like it, but it really does. So please trust the process. These closing out of cycles are going to be very unique, and they're going to be for 2 months because we've got eclipses for 2 months. So, don't row against the tide. Abraham Hicks, row with it. If you are wanting updates, please do directly link in so I can give you all my psychic updates, my twin flame updates, my moon energy updates, and I'm going to be fiercely recording behind the scenes to get these zodiac signs done so we can have more. But I'm having to be very with my schedule and, the lockdown energy, managing being a parent as well. Transport, it's like I've got a 2-year-old again. Not that she's a 2-year-old, but it's a lot of chopping and changing and time management. So forgive me for that. The schedule's open where it's available. And if you are wanting anything outside of that, give me a heads up. Yeah. Yeah, you just got to breathe the energy out. It helps the ascension process. I will be back in a moment.